Just two adjacent girls living in a lovely world. They took a podcast train going anywhere, but kind of specifically through Austin, Texas. Yeah, hook 'em horns.
Adjacent, very near, next to, or touching. Our tailgate is adjacent to the left field fence. ADJACENT, adjacent.
Welcome back, y'all. Welcome to Adjacent. It's that time where we get to pay the bills. Are you ready, friends?
It's that time of the month.
It's that time of the month.
to pay
And
the bills.
honestly, we are so grateful because we've got some incredible sponsors supporting us in the month of May. These are people and businesses we truly love, and we know you will too. First up, our very own Adrian Grabe, my brother, with JB Goodwin, 18 Realtors. You go to for buying, selling, and investing right here in Austin, Texas. Adrian brings the hustle, the heart, and the results. If real estate is on your mind, he should be your first to call. Back again this month, our favorites at Cornucopia Popcorn. Y'all, this is not your average popcorn. What do you think, Shelly? Is it your favorite?
I love it.
We're talking gourmet, a small batch, wildly delicious flavors that are perfect for gifts, events, and just treating yourself. Once you try it, you're hooked. Use Shody Media for a 10% discount when you order. We have a new sponsor this year, this time, the Girly Birds, your go-to for effortless beauty. We are so excited. Welcome the Girly Birds to the Adjacent family this month. And y'all, this is next level self-care. Girly Birds specializes in timeless, low maintenance beauty that helps you wake up feeling confident and put together every single day. Think less time getting ready, more time living your life. Their services include permanent makeup like microblading, nano brows, powder brows, eyeliner, and lip brushing, brow shaping and touch-ups to keep everything fresh and flawless, fine line tattoos and permanent jewelry. What? For the subtle personal touch, professional ear piercing, and a clean, safe, and super welcoming space. Shelly, you did a lot of that stuff. Wasn't it incredible?
It is. And the ladies there are fantastic. And if you went to the Pound Town Founders Day down in Dripping Springs, and they had a booth and they were a big hit. Lots of people got permanent jewelry, had so much fun. And they're amazing. And if you tell them Adjacent sent you, you guys, you get $50 off of your service.
That's incredible.
$50 off.
Another sponsor of ours is Rudiment Skincare, but make it science. Okay, y'all, this is not your typical grab it off the shelf and hope it works skincare. This is the next level, personalized, science-driven skincare. And honestly, it's kind of blowing our minds. Rudiment is built on one simple idea. Your skin is unique, so your skincare should be too. Instead of guessing what products might work, Rudiment uses advanced diagnostic skills, AI technology, and real biological data to understand what your skin actually needs at a deeper level. Oh my gosh, they're incredible. They analyze key skin biomarkers and even your biological skin age. Looking beneath the depths and the surface to see what's really going on, not just what you see in the mirror. From there, they create a custom formalized program for you that's specially just for you to get rid of fine lines and aging. They help with elasticity and collagen support, skin repair, and overall health. This is what they call precision skincare. And it's exactly where the industry is heading.
It is. It's a huge movement. And this organization, Rudiment, there's other companies that have been doing it, but their price point is in the thousands. Thousands.
And they keep it at an affordable, advanced thing for you. You're going to be able to get all those great customized programs for you. So Adjacent perk, contact Bonnie Davenport. Tell her Adjacent sent you, get $30 off your personalized skin evaluation. Oh my gosh, Shelly, we are so grateful for each and every one of our sponsors this month. If you want to be part of the Adjacent family, contact Shelly to become an Adjacent sponsor. We would love to partner with you and share your story with our amazing community. And don't forget, join us on Patreon. It is where you're going to get even incredible interviews, fun stuff that we're doing. Crazy. We're stepping out. We're letting our free flag fly. You deserve it. You're our people. We've got something for everyone with 5 membership levels, free, $5, $10, $25, and $100 a month. At the $100 level, you will be named an official producer of the podcast. Yes, big deal status. Are you ready, Shelly?
Let's do it.
Let's get adjacent.
Welcome back, y'all. Welcome to Adjacent.
I'm pretty
We
damn
have the gorgeous, smart,
excited.
talented, and very,
Fit. She's a
oh
fit
my gosh,
bird.
she's a fit bird.
She's fit bird.
Who do we have today in studio?
Sage Baker.
We are here at Record ATX. Thank you, Bryce and Michael, and all the group and Grant. And we are here to interview Sage. I am so excited. I have known you. Gosh, how old is your?
Oh, we have to do math?
A little bit. How
I'm
old
gonna
is your
need it.
oldest?
So Eliza's 25.
Yes.
Rainer's 16. So
20.
20. I mean,
No,
Eliza was in your
because
second grade classroom.
Second grade. So it's
So you're going to make me do
18.
math.
a little
18.
less. Yeah, about 18 years.
18,
oh my
19
gosh.
years.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you knew her before because she was such a powerhouse at soccer.
Well, no, she wasn't, because Eliza was her first entrance into soccer. So I didn't know you in kinder or first, but I had heard of you. So.
Oh, that's always ominous.
In a good way.
No.
In a good way.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back in
You
time.
have a solid squad.
You do. Yes. Tell me about where you came from. Where are you from?
Where are you from?
Where am I from? I was, I have to tell, I was listening to Kat Irvine's
Meow.
Yeah. Her, and I was telling Eliza that today because she was Eliza's teacher. Was listening to that podcast this morning and I haven't had a chance to finish it, but when you asked her that, where are you from? I grew up in Dallas, so I am a native Texan.
Yeah.
And I grew up in Dallas in the 80s.
Nice.
Which was
big
really
hair.
a lot of fun. I had big hair. Yes.
Dun.
You remember the whole thing. And then I went to school in California. So I guess my thing is I grew up in Dallas and then I left and I kind of never went back to Dallas.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But a Texan.
I get it. And tell me about your parents. I want to know everything.
Where in California did you?
Oh, yes.
Northern California.
Okay.
Like San Jose area, Santa Clara.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
NorCal, as they say.
North
Nice.
Cal.
Mm-hmm. My parents, my mom is in a way a kind of native Texan.
Uh-huh.
I think was born
Me
in
too.
Ohio. Yeah. But then family came to Texas anyway. So from about the time that she was probably first grade on, my dad's family was from New York. They moved to Dallas in the late 50s, mid 50s. My grandfather took a job with a department store. And so my dad went to high school in Dallas, and that's where my parents met.
Aw.
So, yeah.
Well, what department store? I'm curious because our
I
grandmother worked
shouldn't-
for Yarings for years. And
I should remember the name, and I don't.
because, back in the day, the department
There was
stores
like
were
7. There were
so
7 of
important.
them.
They were important at the time.
Yeah, they were vital. They were.
No, I remember I don't think my grandfather told me this story, but my dad told me the story about my grandfather. So he moved down to manage a department store, and I think it was downtown at the time. And, Neiman Marcus was downtown. And it was during the Civil Rights Movement. And Stanley Marcus decided that Neiman Marcus would serve all people. And that was not the norm in Dallas in late 50s, early 60s.
Gross.
Or maybe mid to late 60s. And I guess my grandfather, whatever department store he was managing, the managers were on the phone to each other.
Yeah. And
I guess Stanley Marcus had called my grandfather had called Stanley Marcus. And now my mom's probably going to listen to this, be like, you got the story all wrong. It was, and we are going to allow anybody to shop in our stores. So they had, kind of agreed together.
In Dallas.
In Dallas.
In the 50s.
In the 50s and 60s. Yeah. So,
Good.
kind of desegregation.
Good.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Get on board. Be on the
But
right
I can't
side
remember
of
the
history.
department store.
Bravo, Stanley. Bravo.
I know. Yeah. So I feel like there was, sort of cutting edge. Like, yes, everybody should be able to shop everywhere.
Absolutely.
Which was probably not true for many places in Dallas.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Or Georgia today.
Or Mississippi today. Yes.
I mean, I'm hoping that's changing, but I understand it. That what a brave stand and what a good person to say, hey, we're opening our doors to everybody. So I was looking up your stats.
Oh gosh, I have stats. What are they?
Well, I mean,
you have stats.
We were just like,
you're an analyzer. You have stats.
Well, I think you were born. Am I right? July 11th. Okay, so you're a Cancer.
I am a Cancer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you resonate with your Cancer soul?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
What parts of the Cancer do you resonate
How
with?
deep are you? Do you know your poles? Do you know your planets?
I just was looking up. I wanted to get I'd had my chart done before. This was many, many years ago. And the person who did it is now deceased. Somebody else has taken over her practice, but I haven't been able to connect those dots yet. But I was wanting to get my full chart done. So I was needing to find my birth time. Mm-hmm. And I found it in some documents that my mom has at my house. But so I am a Cancer. I know that there are more dimensions than just your sun sign. So I'll say that. But what I really, resonate with is home is very important to me. I'm deeply loyal. So once I'm on your side, I am on, mm-hmm. I think that I am often perceived as aloof or, maybe a little bit aloof, but really deeply thoughtful and sensitive. Yeah. So I have experienced that in my life.
Yeah.
But home, family, harmony, really important to me. Mm-hmm. And on that, maybe a tough outer shell, a really tender heart.
Oh, that's true because, a Cancer is a crab, Shelly.
Uh-huh.
Did you know that?
Uh-huh.
I love that.
I'm a Virgo.
Shelley's a Virgo.
Oh, I love a good Virgo. I think we talked about this at lunch, didn't we?
I mean, everybody needs a Virgo.
Everybody does. Y'all make stuff happen.
Oh my God.
You do get shit done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty intense.
Okay, what's your sign,
Jody? I'm a Pisces.
She's a fawning Pisces.
Oh my gosh, Shelly.
Oh, you're two animals in one? A fawning Pisces? But I have lots of, I have many Virgos in my life and Aquarians and Pisceans. That's the water
we kind of
sign.
mesh.
What are the girls?
Eliza is a Scorpio.
Ooh.
Yeah. And Rainer's a Libra, like Josh.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was going to say what's Josh.
Libras.
Okay.
But Eliza, you want Eliza on your team too. She is.
Yeah.
But that's, a Scorpion is the same thing. Like,
well, she's
fierce.
Always gotten shit done.
Yes.
Like, I mean, I feel like she was like vice principal of Zucker.
That's so true.
She will, and they have that stinger. So be careful.
She would run the classroom for sure.
Yeah. Don't mess with the Scorpio. You want them on your team.
May I ask, I mean, since you're aware, love languages in your house? What are the love languages?
I have a really funny story about this. That's
so
funny that you asked that. Okay. When Eliza was in junior high, I think she was at Cabelli at the time. Mm-hmm. They weren't in high school yet, but she was at Cabelli. And they had like advisory. That was their kind of homeroom. But they worked on all sorts of projects together and interpersonal stuff. And one of the things that she had to come home and do was have us take the love languages, like all of us as people in the household. Rainer was too tiny. So it's in the evening time. We put Rainer down, Josh and Eliza, and I remember us getting on our king-size bed, and we take the quiz. And mine is acts of service. Are you?
Amen.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like that's most women.
Well, and so I said this.
No, some love gifts.
Yeah, and Josh went, oh my gosh, it all makes sense now. Now, granted, we've probably been married 20 years by now.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, oh my God, now it all makes sense. Like there was just this light bulb, like you could see it and hear it and feel it. It's like, oh, that's why when you've been on the road traveling for business and you come home and I haven't emptied the dishwasher, that really sets you. I mean, it was so illuminating. And then his is quality time. And that made a lot of sense to me because I was like, oh, now I know why you want to run errands together. I just saw that as highly inefficient. Jody, Shelly's like, yes.
And I don't get couples
people that
do
grocery shop together. I'm like, why the hell would you ever do that?
Well, that's what I was like, no, we divide and conquer. It's more efficient.
Yeah.
But when I realized that he was quality time and that in a busy household where that was his bid for connection.
This makes so much sense.
Could we ride in the car together and have a conversation with and go? It wasn't that he needed me by his side, but he knew that that was the only time that we might be able to get together. And life is still a little bit like that because it's still kind of busy in our household. But that made me see that ask in a totally new way. And I love it that the only reason we did this is because our kid had an assignment, but it was a really pivotal moment.
We did it before we got married. We read the book
Y'all
together.
are smart.
Well,
that's what smart adult people do.
Don't you feel like it pivots though, or do you feel like you always have the same love language?
I don't know. I don't need words of affirmation, and I definitely don't need gifts. I mean, to this day, but you back my car into the driveway and empty everything out
of
it.
It's going down
Jody,
tonight.
It's on my Donkey Kong.
Yes.
I am going to tell you, I did not think that errand running had so much to do with quality time. And now I'm like, because we have friends that like they grocery shop together and I'm like, why would you ever do that? I'm like you. I'm like divide and conquer.
I saw it as I was like, he would ask me and I would just eye roll with these mundane, because I was putting it in, it's in this mundane category. We have so much to do. Let's divide and conquer. We'll be done. And I have looked at that completely differently because Eliza had this assignment. Okay, so your acts of service, go team. What are you?
Acts of service.
Your acts of service.
Your acts of service.
I don't know.
Her husband vacuums her car every single Sunday.
That's because he likes a clean car.
Oh.
And so do you.
But I do, but I could do it myself.
But what's your love?
Definitely sexy time. I'm just kidding.
Just kidding. But what do you need to get in the mood for that?
Why is there comedy in there? Why is it just pure comedy? Make me laugh and I'm all
okay. Is that one
but
of
that's
them?
An act of service.
It should be one.
That's an act of service.
I don't know.
No humor. Yeah. But you're not gifts.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who is?
You know what it is? Leave me alone and let me do what I want to do.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
Why is it
just an act of service? It's an act of service.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Give me space. Give me, you take care of things so that I can have my alone time. That's an act of service.
Yeah. Okay. Acts of service. Yeah.
It's acts of service.
Yeah.
She knows it's acts of service. She's being contrary.
I'm just like, I think there should be new categories. I think this book has been like beaten to death, and I feel like we need to add new characters.
I
to the
disagree. It's solid. Okay. There is a new perspective on it. Is like, I mean, definitely give and take.
Yeah.
But there's another factor, like emotionally. There's somebody that's talking about how do you emotionally feel.
I thought you didn't like that part. Anyway, I'm going to tell you, if you give Shelly a self-help book, she's going to study it and analyze it to death.
I love that. But there's so many good tools in there.
Agreed.
But then, so if there's one I'm thinking about buying or reading, I should text you first, and you're going to be like, thumbs up, thumbs down.
She's already read it.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Second Mountain.
Oh
my gosh.
Okay.
She talks about this.
It's so powerful.
It's so much. Okay.
That's where you are, Sage.
All right.
Second Mountain.
Where did you go to college? I'm just curious.
I went to Santa Clara University in Northern California, in Santa Clara, which is right next to San Jose. And it's so interesting being in here in the studio with you all because have I done a podcast? This is the only podcast I've done in person.
Okay.
My graduating class at Santa Clara is doing a podcast where they're interviewing people from our class, and I have been a guest. I've been a guest host once. I'm going to guest host again, but we record on Riverside. And that's been fun because everybody's all in different places, but like to get to come here. with you all today is really fun. But
Look,
I was an English major at
explain it.
Santa Clara.
Explain what they're doing, because I love you share this when we
Yeah.
have lunch, is that you're like being historians of your class.
Yeah, it's a little bit like StoryCorps.
Yeah.
So it's again, I'd have to do math. We graduated in 91. So is that 35 years?
Yeah.
That's crazy. They are just trying to interview as many people as they can. And they send you a little questionnaire before. And then there is a kind of flow and format that they follow, which is sort of looking back at your, give us a couple of Santa Clara memories. Tell us what you're doing now. What would you tell yourself, your graduating self? And then they have a kind of fun, fast 5 or so questions. But it's been really powerful because some people I've stayed in touch with, not many. I have more friends from high school that I've stayed in touch with, like on a daily, deep basis. But to have these conversations and to listen to these conversations with people that I was in class with and that I do remember, and really what lovely humans they are, and the things that they've done with their lives, not just in the sense of like, oh, grand achievement, but, guys who've been coaching Little League for 30 years because they want to give back in their community, and all the volunteer work that they've done. It's been really moving to be part of that. And so, yeah, when we connected, it was overlapping with that. And then, yeah, but it's wonderful to be in person.
Oh my gosh. So you've been doing some interviewing as well with the other people, and has that been kind of fun to get into a different seat? I guess it is.
Yeah. I mean, my work after leaving the agency was qualitative research. So I spend a lot of time in conversation with people, but mostly I'm the question asker, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I listen. So when they asked me to be on the podcast, it was weird. I mean, it's still a little weird to have people ask you to talk about yourself.
Yeah.
Because I prefer to be in your
Yeah, for sure.
Which I don't know what that says about me. Maybe it's about control and vulnerability. We can go deep if we want. But so to be a guest and to have people that I have known but I don't know deeply ask questions, and just the space that they created for people was really a wonderful way to connect with them on a deeper level. There were fun kind of surface entertaining things, but then there were deeper conversations. And that's what I'm loving about being a guest on that podcast and on y'all's. And then I think not that I came up with the idea, but I think I made a suggestion. I wasn't the only one that I said, okay, the 4 of you doing this podcast, we need to interview you all.
Yeah.
Because some of you weren't even friends in college, like the wonderful, happy planning of this podcast. So let's interview you all. So I've done one of those. And then one of the other hosts, actually, we're trying to schedule it right now, but he lives half the time in Madrid and half the time in London. So we're trying to figure out schedules.
Yeah,
to interview him. So I'm just fascinated by the making of things.
It's so fascinating, and the time and the connection. Jody and I walk out of here every single time going, like Sage Baker just shared an hour and a half of her time with us, and it's just so beautiful and amazing. And the deep dive, because we're so present right now.
Yeah.
I just took a picture, but otherwise we're 100% present, which doesn't happen a lot.
No, it doesn't. We're having.
I mean, remember the last time we were together and
we had a salad.
Oh my gosh.
It's fun.
We had a drive-by salad shooting situation.
I felt so bad for that guy. He felt bad too.
Our waiter accidentally dropped the entire salad into your purse. He felt
and
so
he was
horrible.
Devastated.
He's like, I have not dropped a plate in 20 years.
Yeah.
Whatever. I was like, well, today's the day.
But when you play that back in your mind, it was like a slow motion. It was like out of a movie, because I could just see that salad going right into my anyway.
And by the way, a salad has so many parts.
Are you still digging croutons?
I think there's still Parmesan. It was a Caesar salad, and there's still Parmesan
There's
cheese.
so many parts to a salad.
Should I get?
It's not like a hamburger where it's like 4 different ingredients.
God.
It's like
Can you
everything's chopped up in very miniature,
Yeah.
and then it's like all like embedded in your purse. I felt so bad, and you were so gracious about it. And not that we need to be awful to people. We all do things like that. I drop things on a daily, so it happens. Well, what brought you to Austin from California? Like, how did you get all the way here?
Dallas, California.
Right. Yeah. So I had graduated and I had no idea what I was
As one does.
Right. There was no off ramp. I mean, that's been the other funny thing just listening to this podcast, because people telling their stories of like leaving college. And it is deeply reassuring to me that like 3/4 of those people didn't have a plan. The people who were finance majors and engineers knew what they were doing. The whole rest of us were like Jesuit Volunteer Corps, I think Peace Corps. I mean, people were not. It was also 91, there was a recession, but I was working for a company. My roommate, for 3 of my 4 years there, she was a cheerleader for the 49ers. And she was working. And so we both had worked for this company that was, I think now it's called E2K Entertainment. Maybe they're even, or that's what it is now. I can't remember what it was when we were working for them, but they ran all the cheerleading camps, like at UT, Stanford, wherever these
NCA.
big, yes, all these big cheerleading camps. So they ran that. They also ran the 49er cheerleaders and some other professional cheerleading squads. So it was a pretty big business. And I was working, I think, helping to court some of these cheerleading camps, which that is just funny as I say it, because I'm so not the cheerleader.
I was getting ready to say, were you
the irony of that is pretty remarkably hysterical at the moment. But so we were both working for that company, and Lori was loving it. I mean, she was a 49er cheerleader, was brilliant at it, a brilliant business mind, and really loved it. She is still there, produces the 49er halftime shows. I mean, she's that was her trajectory. And I remember thinking, this is not me. I am sitting on the 101 freeway driving 5 miles and it's taking me an hour. And it was the beginning of Silicon Valley, right? So it was also really expensive.
Right.
And there wasn't anything really holding me there. And I thought, I kind of want to go back to Texas. I think I'm going to go to law school. I had applied to law school, but I don't want to go to Dallas. No offense to my Dallas friends.
No.
I think I'll go to Austin because it's cheaper. It's Austin.
Yeah. It's
I'm close. I can get to Dallas. I can do, but I can have my own thing. So I remember, I don't know if my parents would remember this way, but mine was saying to my parents, I think I'd like to move to Austin.
You guys, I want you to share this, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
It wasn't like today where you could watch a bunch of videos about Austin. This was word of mouth and speculating.
Yeah, and I'd been to visit a couple times and been through. I was like, I always felt really at home at all. I think I'll go there.
Yeah.
And Josh was living in Austin at the time. That was another reason, because we were like dating and not dating. Anyway, that's such a long story. But I was like, okay, if you put in the column of things about Austin, okay, well, it's kind of inexpensive. It's really fun. Mm-hmm. There's beer and there's dancing and there's a river and Josh is there too. Okay, so there were all these, and it's not 2,000 miles away from my family where I can't afford to fly home.
Right.
And I don't really have a cause here. I did love Northern California, but so there were all these things. So I remember saying to my parents, I'd like to move to Austin. And they were like, well, we've just paid for college. We'll give you like enough money for 1 month's rent. Ready, go. And I came and like you said, Shelly, you just sort of come, you get an apartment. Actually, my first apartment was right over here on Nelray.
Oh,
yes.
Right here.
Yes, right around the corner. And
I just see you as such a South Austin-y. So
I very quickly moved to South Austin. That was not that was not my place. And then I moved to South Austin, and I've never crossed the river since.
Until today.
Yeah, but I did. I was like,
but they're having a tug of war, and I'm on the wrong side.
Those. Thank goodness for Aquafest. That's on our side of the river.
Don't you miss it?
But so I just moved to Austin. I didn't have a job. I thought I was going to law school, and so I moved here, and you could get an apartment for $300-400 or less.
Oh my gosh.
And temp,
Oh, right.
I temped.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what you do as a good college grad.
Yeah.
Get your first temp job.
Yeah. And then that gets your foot in the door, and hopefully bigger and better things happen.
Yeah. That's how I ended up in Austin. I didn't have it was adjacent to Dallas, but not Dallas.
Not Dallas.
It was not
When
Dallas.
did Josh come into the picture?
That is a really long story, but I have known his family my whole life.
Aww.
So my first memory of him is like I'm 8 and maybe he's 10. Because our families were friends, so we would, take trips together in a way. He comes from a very big family. And then eventually in the teenage years, we would be like, oh, well, you're kind of cute. Yeah, but he grew up in
They're
Houston.
like, I'd like to climb that tree.
I was, yes.
He is very tall.
So we were, I love you, I hate you, I love you, I hate you, on again, off again. So I remember calling him. I remember sitting in my apartment in Mountain View. We were living in Mountain View, our last after graduation. And I remember calling him. I'm like, I'm going to call Josh and tell him I'm moving to Austin. He's going to be, I could see my whole future. And I called him and he said, oh, that's great. But tomorrow I leave for a year-long construction job. He went to work for his uncle's construction job. Mm-hmm. So I showed up in Austin. Josh wasn't here, which was fine. I had a blast. And then we ended up dating again years later. But yeah, he was off. Then he went off to Colorado. I mean, we didn't live in the same city until after we were engaged.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
But he had lived here.
You found your way to each other.
We did, but I moved to Austin kind of a little bit sight unseen, a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I had visited here, I'd visited him, and then, this was like, oh, this is home.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my place.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you never went to law school?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No offense to any attorneys, thank God.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't in your trajectory.
No, I thought it was because I didn't know what else you did with an English major.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked the idea of that. So actually, then when I moved here and I was temping, and a friend of mine from high school had also moved here, and she was working for a law firm. And I ran into her. Y'all are going to laugh. I ran into her at the Stop and Go at 45th and Duval because I think we were both buying cigarettes. Yes. And she said, I got this job at this law firm. Actually, they have a new position. You should apply. So I went to work at a law firm. I got that job, and I was a file clerk for a couple of years. And I am so grateful for that experience because I got to be in a law firm, and it was a satellite office for a very large firm, a well-known firm, but there were a lot of young attorneys there. And I got to work with them firsthand, and I got to see the part of the business of law versus law school.
Yes.
And I'm so grateful for that because what I realized was that I think I would love law school, but the idea of being like a litigator, the business of law would have bored the shit out of me.
Yeah, I don't know how people do it. It seems so boring. Well, there's that side, but there's also handshakes and connection and that, which is also can be weird and awkward. It's like, I think Shelly would have been a good lawyer.
Yeah.
No, not at all. No, not at all. Not at all. I think so.
Oh, I don't know. I think... Yeah, I would.
I think
I'd
you're
be
like, you're wrong.
That's what I think.
Oh, that's true. She would have been a very good defense attorney or something.
Yeah, and that's what I thought. Oh, maybe I'll go and do criminal law. I don't know. I mean, my joke is like maybe sometime I'll go to law school. But but I'm so grateful
for comedy.
For comedy, just for something to do for all the characters, just for giggles. But like, oh, law school sounds fun.
Yeah.
But if I hadn't taken that opportunity, I don't know that I would have been able to discern that.
Pivot.
Or to just say, oh, thank you for that experience. So when, like my students at Texas State, I tell them sometimes you're giving yourself the experience so it'll tell you all the stuff you don't want to do.
Yeah.
We think,
that's what this is for.
Right. I got to figure out.
This is just for that.
Yeah. Sometimes it's about putting in the list the stuff you don't want to do.
Agreed.
Versus finding the one, which is such a lie anyway. But
agreed.
So I was a law clerk. I mean, we called it a file clerk. Yeah. So I was one below a paralegal.
Okay.
But we had a lot of fun.
That's good.
We drank a lot of beer at the Posse East.
Posse East. Have you been there recently?
No. Been to the Crown and Anchor.
I love Crown and Anchor. I will do Crown and Anchor all day. Posse East, not? I'm like, how is it not closed down?
Yeah.
It is not functioning within health. Some people love the Posse East.
Right.
I know. Some people love it. I understand there's two types of people in this world. They love the Posse East or they don't.
Yeah. No, I have not been. I have not ventured around the corner to go to the Posse East.
It's the bathrooms. I'm like, ugh. Yeah. Our dad had told us, if you go into the bathroom and it's not clean, that's how clean the kitchen is.
Yeah, that's a good rule of thumb. That's a good one. That's going to take about 20 things off my list of places.
How is it?
I know.
How is not?
How are they not shut down?
That's half of South Lamar.
Right.
No
connections, Jody. Connections. Somebody's got a connection.
I know. They're like, hey, they're not going to get to where they want to be top of the list at UT if they don't pee in that toilet and then go eat a burger.
Okay, so Schultz's.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. Crown and Anchor, too. I'm like, can we just do a revamp?
Could we?
Just that.
It's hard to even get in that bathroom.
Yeah. I'm like,
Stock. But
I think Posse East is fully like being supported right now by Kelly Willis.
oh, yeah. There are some people
Kelly
that are putting it
Willis,
together.
they
Same
live
for,
there.
I love Dirty Martin's, but same for Dirty Martin's.
Dirty Martin's is lovely.
The bathrooms are actually clean.
Yeah.
Comparatively.
well,
for sure.
But that says a lot.
Which is a lot. Okay. So you decide not to be a lawyer, and now you are doing incredible things. How did you get to this path that you are?
Marketing.
So I didn't go to law school. And then what do you do when you decide not to go to law school? Then I got an
Stripping?
I got an MFA in creative writing. I mean, why,
Yeah. Why not?
Why not?
What is an MFA?
A Master of Fine Arts.
Okay.
In creative writing. So it was like a master's in English with and a creative writing component on top of it. So a 3-year program. So I did that at Texas State. It was Southwest at the time.
Back in the day.
Go Bobcats.
Yeah.
And so then when you graduate with an English, then you're like, well, what do I do now? What should I be thinking about that law school thing again? No.
Yeah.
So I just have to. I didn't have a grand plan. I don't know that I still do.
Yeah.
Same
Which
thing.
is,
Which is a great time to do it because Mel Robbins, we get to do whatever we want.
do.
We can wait till we're 60.
It's all possibilities.
We don't have to decide.
Another self-help.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still like, what? I don't know. What's next? So, I mean, the abbreviated version is I was at a party. Somebody who's a wife of a friend of Josh's was working at GSD&M in the people department. Because, it's creative. You don't just call it HR. You call it people department.
People.
Yes.
And she said, we have some openings at GSD. You'd be great. I didn't even know what it was. I was like, great. Sounds like a fun place. I wasn't thinking about advertising, nothing. So I let my students that I teach that in the advertising program at Texas State. When you have to tell them I didn't take one class in advertising, I just learned by doing. That either makes you really credible or they think you're full of shit. But so I got a job at GSD&M. And all I thought was, these are fun people.
Yeah,
I think maybe I could do this. But I got a job. My first job there was working for James Martin, who was one of the newly promoted senior VPs. And he had worked his way up from the mailroom. I mean, so it was like, this was just the very beginning of that kind of them creating layers in the organization. And he said, just come work for me as my executive assistant for 1 year. And then if there's another opportunity in the agency, happy to see what we could do. Will you just be my admin for 1 year? And it was in the marketplace planning department. Again, they had to create their own name.
Yes.
Which was strategy and research. And that kind of just led me on this whole other path that was just like the happiest accident in the world.
Yeah.
Working with cool, fun people and learning a trade. I mean, I feel like I apprenticed.
And it's right across from Whole Foods and book people, guys.
Yeah.
When you were there, was it right across?
They had just actually, Whole Foods was not there. It was Capital Chevy Geo.
Oh,
do you remember?
My gosh, yes.
That whole 6th and Lamar intersection was
remember.
It was not what y'all remember. I mean, it was, the West End was not.
Yeah.
So, Whole Foods creating that. Well, first, Whole Foods had the spot that's now Book People and Anthropology, if y'all remember that, before they built.
I do remember that.
Yeah. Before they built what we called Epcot Center.
Yes.
Because that's what it was like going into that.
Yeah.
But the whole 6th and Lamar intersection was not vibrant. And then there was literally across the street.
I feel like it was like the corner of Leslie Cochran.
Yes.
I mean, I feel like that's all that was, right?
No, because he would, because Katz's Deli, he was always in front of Katz's Deli, and then he would walk down, right, and then there was some other old warehouse across the street that was literally broken windows and stuff, and I can't even remember what that was.
Oh my gosh, it was kind of a trash bag over there. Yeah.
So I started right when they had just finished building that building.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the best job ever for $19,000. or whatever
Sign
that
me
was. I
up.
was like, I don't
know.
care what you pay me, sign me up.
I'm in.
Y'all
of
have free liquor
course.
every now and then. I'm
Yeah,
in.
because they had parties with
Oh,
their
yeah.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
happy hours and everything.
Oh, yeah.
It was a young group.
It was a hip. It was.
It was fun.
Yeah.
But I did not set out to be in advertising. It was just like, oh, sure. But it was creative people who were, doing their job, but also that were artists. I mean, and that's where I met Michelle.
Yeah.
And lots of other people, but they had a band on the side, or they were making jewelry, or I don't know, they were just fun, interesting people. So, and it was a time in Austin where you could kind of not make very much money and still have a really good time.
Yeah. Well, it was so community back then.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, I have $5, you have $5. We can go have a pitcher of beer.
We can go to the
Let's
Cedar
go do
Door
it.
and drink for
Cedar.
a while.
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
The
that's
OG.
so true.
The OG, when it was in front of Pets Alive.
Yeah, when it was, I call it when it was down there in the chicken yard. When it was, yep.
Oh my God. That was amazing.
So at that time,
and
did Josh come back?
is Cedar Door is the home of the Mexican martini.
Yes,
yes.
that's true.
The
You have to
original,
go. Boy,
the
oh
OG,
boy. But only
for
one.
real.
One per
Yeah.
customer. Because you don't want more than one.
Don't want more than one.
Actually, just split it with 3 other friends. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So did Josh come back from his travels? And
When did
we get? He actually then ended up living in Vail for a number of years.
Bravo.
Yeah. And I think he's like, why did I ever leave there? Because he was really, really happy there. Then he moved back to Houston. And somehow we, because I'd stayed, his family was like my family in many ways.
Yeah.
And his family owned some property out near Gonzales, like Lockhart, Luling, Gonzales area. And so there was, a weekend I was invited out there, and he was living in Houston. And we were like, oh, well, look, you're kind of cute. Yeah. So I mean, that was like February of 95. Is that right? We got engaged in March and married in December. And then he moved in with me in Austin. So we never actually lived in the same city. Your first year of marriage is really hard when you've never lived in the same city.
Yeah.
Do not recommend.
Yeah. Hard.
It sounds dreamy that you started your marriage not living in the
No, she said he moved in.
Oh, he moved in.
Then they moved
so we
in
did.
the
I mean,
same
we
city.
had this sort of like long time connection, but the daily part of bringing your lives together, that was really rough.
Yeah.
We are proud that we made it through that first year, because that was not easy. I mean, it's not easy, period. But when you haven't even like had a normal dating life, what were we thinking?
So how long until you had Eliza?
5 years.
Okay.
nice.
Yeah.
Same.
Uh-huh.
Now,
Yeah.
I remember you as Eliza's mom at Zilker.
Yes.
And your love and commitment, and Josh's love and commitment to that baby girl was so sweet, so kind. Y'all gave so much to that community. It just was like, wow, this little girl is so loved.
Yeah.
And it was
Well,
so
the community
great
benefited.
to see. Yeah,
That
everybody
whole community.
benefited.
I mean, it was a community where it just made it possible for people to contribute and be part of it. I mean, I think
Exactly.
that was the other.
And I didn't feel like you were one of those moms or dad parenting groups that were just like, no, our daughter does not make any mistakes. You were very like real with her. Like, you were like, yeah, okay, that sounds about like what Eliza would do. But she was such a sweet angel, and she loved everybody. She was so committed to the community and like, playing with everybody that came into her existence. But how did you feel? What was it like bringing up? Because you kind of had 2 only children in a way, because there are age differences, How was it raising Eliza and then your youngest, Rainer? Like,
Yeah. Well, one, I'll speak to the Zilker community first, which is what an amazing, wonderful community. And I don't.
What a gift.
I know. I don't know if it's still the same, but I mean,
Oh, my
Eliza and Coulter being in the
land.
same class, that was the magical kindergarten experience with Miss Yazbek. I mean, there was just.
Oh, my land.
oh my gosh, Miss Yazbek.
Yeah.
Genius.
Yeah. So when you start on that
Very
note,
true.
I mean, and then you have Elaine Bailey, and then you have Ms. Jody Wynn, and you have David Cease, and then you have Kat Irvine. I mean, you
you got it all.
Right. And then all the other amazing teachers there that Eliza didn't have, but all the other parents.
Just the community.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it is still that way. It felt very grassroots and real in a South Austin hippie kind of way that allowed for a lot of inclusion and let's put something together. I mean, being on the Arts and Education Committee, I mean, learning from Liz Scanlon of how could we bring yoga in and the art fair that we would do to raise money for that. But just working with other parents to make that possible was really a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. So I think it took all of us.
I learned so much there. Why are we using paper plates? Why aren't we all just bringing our own?
I remember it was instead of BYOB, it was BYOP. Bring your own plate.
Yes.
And then they had a wash station.
That was a Kevin Lundwitz.
Yes.
Do you remember when we had the clothes swap and they had people with sewing machines ready to make alterations right there?
Oh my
Bernadette
Sever.
It was so cute.
I think that
it was like a beautiful.
I just got goosebumps because I do feel like I've said this to Bernadette because I ran into her not too long ago at an art show that some young people were having. Eliza was involved with, and Bernadette was there. And I said to her, I was like, the things that were happening there in that kind of maker community with Bernadette and Kathy, and there's other people that were also parents, and their names are escaping me, but what they were creating there. Well, I think that people were open to it. The school was open to it. Administration was open to it. I know the world is different now, but I think we had
missed opportunities, y'all.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to go back there eventually because it's like we're going to need that community and that, we need that time to, reclaim community and connectedness.
Yes, and that's what this is all about.
Yeah.
That's what our whole story is.
Yeah.
I mean, can you speak to I just remember walking down, dropping off the kids and Ben Queller's walking in shoeless, just singing at the top of his lungs
his guitar
Jeff,
or Matt the electrician.
Jeff just playing his
Jimmy LaFave playing in the backyard concert. Yeah. No,
such a gift. The art, the music.
Alejandro Escovedo.
Oh my gosh. It was just every day. It was just this beautiful community that we were all on the same page and we were all leaning in and
it was a very unique time.
I think so. I feel like
it was public Waldorf is what I always say.
Oh.
Public Waldorf.
Yes.
I did feel that.
But also I think the other thing that and I don't know if everybody else would have experienced it this way, but it was diverse in its own way. And I don't know if that is still true. And I say that both economically, socially, all of those things. And I think that is also the magic of it. And it wasn't about trying to make everybody do the same thing. It was more about how can we support everybody to be able to do their best, whether it's teachers or other students or faculty, staff, other parents. I mean, I really had that sense.
And it was also ability.
Yep.
Differences.
Diverse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It was
it was very inclusive.
Neuro, financially.
Yes.
Everything.
Yeah.
It was the whole package.
Yeah.
It was, it was beautiful. It was like college in an elementary school.
it was a unique situation.
Oh my gosh,
so
it was such a gift.
You had Eliza, and then and then how many years later did you find
She's
out? I just remember what?
Oh.
Yeah. So Eliza was what
9.
grade?
Well, she was 9. Let's see. Rainer was born in 2009. Eliza was going to be 9 that year. So they're 8 years. 8.85 years apart. So we just round.
Well,
we're going to round up to
bad.
No, but that is significant.
Well, because you didn't have any kids in between.
No, I didn't. I skipped the middle child.
Yeah.
So I was 40 And I was like, oh my gosh.
You saved somebody from a lot of trauma.
I did. But I was just telling somebody this story the other day because Eliza had wanted a sibling so bad. And I know how babies are made, but Josh and I didn't say, oh, we're done, but we weren't necessarily trying. I mean, we were just like, it's probably not going to happen. It just wasn't, we weren't being very adult, I guess. But Eliza had done something in art that was making...
Oh, I know.
Do you remember the
fertility
amulets? Yes.
Pettit.
Yes.
Brought
Jamie
in
Pettit.
these fertility dolls that they were making these fertility dolls. It was part of a...
Uh-huh.
I remember that.
So Jamie Pettit, if you're listening, I think it was the fertility doll. But Eliza made one for a little girl. And yes. So I think it was. That's what we.
Jody.
I remember this exactly.
That's so funny
happening.
that you remember.
Yes,
but that was
because I remember one of my kids bringing it in, and I was like, "Get that out of the house."
The shop is closed. The shop is closed. Yeah.
I think I still have it.
I want to say maybe I have it somewhere, but Eliza had
it.
Yes.
It's like, this is what made you, Rainer.
They had these big heads. They were made out of clay.
Yes.
And you could decide if it was going to be a male or a female.
I remember
And they would bring it in, and they were clay.
Oh, I have both of the
Colder
boys.
has
I have both of the boys.
Yes. Because
so you should go home and take a pregnancy test. Be like,
you should see the look on her face. Today's the day.
Yes. And I was like, oh my gosh, I am pregnant. And I remember walking.
Thank you, Pettit.
Right. Just a shout out to Jamie Pettit.
That is
I remember like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. Because I had left GSD&M, so I had my own business and I was paying for my own insurance. So there was an element of that was like, holy shit, what are we going to do? And I was 40 and I thought, I have to call my mother. I'm 40 and I'm feeling like I got to call my mom and tell her I'm pregnant. I'm terrified. I remember walking because you were saying we would drop kids off and then you walk out and I would park down at the end. And I think maybe Liz Scanlon and I, this is my memory, walking out of the school. And I hadn't told anybody yet. I don't even know if I'd told Josh. And I was like, Liz, I have to tell you something. I'm pregnant. And I just started sobbing. I mean, I was happy, but I was also really overwhelmed. And so I think Liz Scanlon knew before anybody that I was pregnant. And then I was like, okay, well, this is going to be a good thing because I would not have been a good mom. I mean, it would have been fine to two little kids at the same age. So we call them the two only children, but they are so incredibly close.
Yes.
And really like each other as people. But I do sometimes have to remind Eliza that I am like the birth mom. I'm the first.
Yeah.
So sometimes Rainer, I think.
She goes, I made the doll.
I made the doll. I'm really your mother. But because I don't know I only know what I know, which is it's been really magical and wonderful.
Yeah. So
and
sweet.
It is. And I think I love being the 40-year-old mom because it also gives you a little bit of, I'm sure you guys can appreciate this.
It makes you less intense.
Yeah, that you're like,
Yeah.
I think they call it the beta mom now.
Yeah.
That's the trend. Have you read these articles? We're not, Tiger Mom is out, beta mom is in. I was like, I was a beta mom before they were beta, which is,
wow.
looks like we're not going to worry about that right now.
You're like, I'm sorry.
Like,
this will be
this
fine.
This too will pass. It's
Yeah.
not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Boy, I bet my
How
kids wish they had a
lovely.
beta
I
mom.
know.
Right.
I bet everybody wishes.
So I
they
think
had
just
a
by
beta.
age and circumstance, I was kind of forced into being a beta mom, which is like, I'm not really going to
And-
worry about that.
And what grade is she in?
So Rainer is a sophomore at McCallum in the fine arts program. Just passed her driver's exam. Shout out.
Congrats.
Last week we did it at Austin Driving School. So she took the test. We're going Friday for the picture.
It's the
but
one with the
milestone.
donkey driving the car.
Yes. Yeah. If you want to sponsor this podcast.
Thank you.
So yeah,
Tommy.
16 and 25.
Wow.
But they're just as close as they can be.
That is so
love
cute.
It.
Yeah.
Oh, my land.
Yeah, I have
Oh.
my oldest and my youngest are 10 years apart.
Uh-huh.
I don't know where I read this, and this is the tiger mom in me. I had my oldest when I was really young, and then I decided to wait 5 years between each kid
Oh.
because I had heard,
Yeah.
this is probably not even true, that their
At the
IQs
time.
will, like, if you wait a little time between babies, their IQs, if you have them too close together, the second one, no offense, is dumber than the first one. But if you give it some time, they equally are smart.
Yeah.
No offense.
No offense.
I mean, I'm way dumber than
say,
Shelly.
how close are y'all? I forget.
We're 18 months.
Okay. No.
Shelly's like, proof positive.
Documented.
Exhibit A.
It's fine. It's fine.
That's fine.
Anyway, but I had read that. And so I separated my first and our second by 5 years. And then we were kind of like on the fence with having a final child or the last child. And then I think it was McClendon. She was like, having 3 is like a hand. It's like complete, you know.
It has a symmetry.
You have your
to
3 kids in the middle and you're, you know, the mom and the dad. And I was like, oh, that's sweet. And so I was like, John, we should have another. And so we did. And then our final one was like 5 years from our middle.
Yeah.
And so
15 years.
our oldest and our youngest are 10 years apart, and they're super close. So I get that.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. I think age doesn't really matter. It's more they get connected by what you create in your home.
And they are all so friggin' bright. So it worked. High five.
It worked.
Yeah, it worked.
I was like, goodness.
Not a dumb one in the group.
Two bright ones over there.
Well, I
That's
don't know.
awesome.
They're so well. Yeah, they are both bright. Of course.
Yeah,
yes,
of course.
they are. Of course they are.
Are they distinctly so different?
Yeah.
So Eliza, is she more system based, or how would you characterize Eliza?
Do you feel the difference in the parenting is like I mean, you mentioned it, but the tiger versus and generation, the timing of it, like.
Yeah, I mean, we also have these funny conversations. I don't know if this happens with your oldest and youngest, which is like, oh my gosh, how can you get away with that? Mom and Dad were all over me.
Oh
and I'm
my
like,
gosh,
you know, and so I do say,
because you give up.
Yeah, or I say, oh, I realize now.
She wore you down.
Yeah.
Or you realize it's not a battle. Do you want to fight?
Not
Like in the whole thing. Where,
and the
then
big scheme.
Yeah, and then I say to Eliza, I'm sorry that I didn't have, you know, now I the clarity.
I was so intense.
Yeah, you were the first pancake.
Didn't you feel like you were so intense? You were the first pancake. Like, I don't want to burn this one, you
right?
know?
Or maybe the center's not quite. You got to get the temperature right and all of the things.
It's so true.
Yeah.
So
Eliza's very forgiving of that.
Yeah. I think my oldest has had to go to therapy to like forgive a little because I was so intense. I was so afraid I was going to mess it up. And then by the end...
And Jody was a baby.
I was such a young one. But by the end, you're just like, oh, you'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
And now they're besties.
Yeah.
So
it's
lovely.
just funny how that all works out.
Well,
they
are
trauma
unique.
bonded.
Yeah, they do. They trauma bond, right.
In different ways. He was, the last one was neglected and the first one was intensely parented.
But I remember, your youngest...
Peyton. Or
Harry.
Harry. No, I remember Harry being, because, how old is Harry?
Jody was pregnant.
Harry is 21.
Okay, because I remember when Eliza was in your class.
You were pregnant.
What?
No,
Harry was a toddler.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he would come into class. Or you were taking him to
he was at the Zilker daycare.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember thinking, oh my gosh, you have to teach all these kids all day long.
And then sometimes he would be sick and I would be like, I can't leave. You're going to have to lay under my desk and just sleep. Yeah. Poor baby boy.
But I remember.
I know. Why did we do that to him?
Oh.
Oh my gosh. So now you are doing incredible things and you have this incredible business.
Company.
Tell us about your business.
And you get to work with your daughter.
My crazy life.
Yes.
So when I left GSD&M, I started Sage Baker Consulting, which is qualitative market research and strategy. And I'm still doing that. And then... Why do I sound so like, and I'm still doing that little thing? Yes.
It's a huge thing.
Which I love. So any client or business that needs qualitative research, focus groups, ethnographies, however, which people talking to people to figure out how to help you solve whatever problem is happening in your business. That's
the numbers behind the decisions.
Yeah, or some conversations behind it. Yeah. So that's Sage Baker Consulting. Then last year, I bought Lone Star Market Research, which is the market research arm. I mean, it has the database. That's how we recruit for focus groups or interviews. So I would hire Lone Star to recruit for my projects. And then Bridget Mendoza, who has owned that for, 10, 15 years, she was ready to retire and asked me if I wanted to buy it because I provided a certain number of volume for her.
Yeah.
Like, that might not be a bad idea. Let me do that.
Yeah.
So I own Lone Star, and Eliza is working with me in the Lone Star business. So that's that. And then
That sounds like a Virgo's dream.
See, I probably need a little Virgo. It's so funny because I thought, I don't ever want to have employees. The whole time I was doing Sage Baker Consulting, it's kind of a solo practice. I have a great project manager who works with me on Sage Baker Consulting. Could not do it without her. She also works at Lone Star. I do want to say, I don't know if Ayla will ever listen to this, but Ayla, I couldn't do it without you. You are just my amazing right-hand partner in all of that. So Lone Star, just growing that, and Eliza had graduated with an art history degree, but was in some ways would do projects with me on Sage Baker Consulting in that qualitative research space, and said, I kind of want to know more. I was like, well, guess what? I've got an opportunity for you. So we get to work together on Lone Star. And that's fun. I don't know if she would say it was fun. I think she has said that she does enjoy working with me, but
I bet she does.
She's so smart and she's so good and she's such a quick learner. And I don't know if it's what she'll do forever and ever, but
you never know.
When she had graduated, she said, I don't know what I want to do, but I know that there are some skills that I want to learn. I want to learn how to do some more, I don't want to call it just sort of general learning applications, business process, those kinds of things. I said, well, come on, because we got all that. So that's been from August until now. I mean, yeah. And then I teach at Texas State. I'm the coordinator for the advertising program.
Wow.
Which is really, really fun.
How
it's all
amazing.
fun.
How long have you been at Texas State?
I started as a per-course instructor lecturer in January of 23. So it's been 3.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's just, talk about like how the people how long have we known each other? 20 years?
Yes.
That, the reason I started teaching at Texas State was Jenny Bushhorn. I was going to go work for her when I was thinking about leaving GSD&M. She left GSD&M to go start the business planning group at McGarry Jesse, which does, Frost Bank and Whataburger. And Mark and Brian were also at GSD&M. So I was going to go work for Jenny before I got pregnant with Eliza, and I turned her down. And I was one of those things of like, why? This is the job I want. Why am I saying no? So Jenny and I have known each other for 20-something years. And so she did her second mountain. I'm taking it. That's what when you're talking about that book, like these second or third acts of our professional or personal lives. So Jenny had said, we hadn't talked in a while, and she just sent me a message on LinkedIn. I was actually at a meeting at UT. You ever think about teaching? I was like, yes. Because I had thought, so all these things come full circle. So I've got a few irons in the fire that are all very exciting to me. Hopefully I'm doing a good enough job at all that...
Well, I know these are your big passions, but what do you do to unwind? What are some, other than doing your amazing skin and hair care and your physical care?
Tennis. Walking. We were talking about walking. I walked my neighbor who doesn't live in our neighborhood anymore. She and her partner live in San Miguel, but she's back for a visit. So we walked the neighborhood today up Terrell Hill, get some good hills in there in the South Boston.
Good hills.
So walking, I will still walk Town Lake.
Nice.
Love that. And then tennis.
Mm-hmm.
And you're, what level? Say
3.5.
A 3.5.
I really would love to get to a 4.0. I don't know if that is in my future.
You can do it.
I have to play a lot of tennis.
Yeah.
These jobs get in the way of all my tennis.
I know. Boo.
Yeah. But I love tennis. Because that's you can't do anything else while you're playing tennis.
Yeah.
And it's
Thinking
outside,
of the ball.
it's physical.
You had to be so present.
I meet people,
You're on the
all
ball.
different types of people and ages, because I play on a city league. And yeah, it's just really a lot of fun.
I am going to tell you, if you are a young person and you are picking a sport to age with, swimming, tennis, and golf. Those will age you in a good way. You will be super fit your whole life.
Yeah, we have
You're
Georgia's
pickleball players, aren't
They
you?
get injured a lot.
They do. I haven't played pickleball yet.
They get injured a lot because they think they have to dive for the ball. And then they have to go to
On that
PT.
teeny tiny court. On
Hands
that
and
teeny
ankles.
tiny court.
Yeah, when
They get
Cameron was
lost in the kitchen.
when Cameron was in the ER working, she goes, I cannot tell you how many pickleball ER visits there are.
Yeah.
It's quite crazy. Yeah.
But don't we have a mutual friend that plays tennis?
Kate.
Kate
Corey.
Yes.
Yes.
She does.
Yeah,
And she'll play some pickleball, but she knows
She loves
Well,
tennis.
dive for the ball.
I mean, we played 3-against-1 against Kate on pickleball, and
oh my gosh, we had to
she scored
sabotage
us.
her. She was so good.
Yeah, we're like one arm.
We were
one
like,
leg.
if you're her partner, just sabotage the ball. We're never going to get any points.
I want Kate.
But I agree. Yeah, I agree. I don't know that sometimes tennis translates to pickleball. I haven't tried it yet. Some people make that transition. I have friends that play.
I think it gives, it's kind of like electric bikes. It gives people an option to get physical.
Fake security.
That's true. And I'm all for that. To be outside.
Get
I think
outside and do stuff.
the other part of those sports that you mentioned, maybe not so much swimming, but swimming is great for you physically. But the golf and the tennis, it's social. It keeps you connected with other people.
Agreed.
You're outside.
Yes.
You know, I mean, there's so many good things about it. So I'll be playing tennis for
Absolutely.
click our heels, whatever we need to do to.
Yes.
Have you brought the girls in to the tennis world?
Eliza did for a while, and then kind of wasn't interested. We all played together. Maybe it was over the holidays. And we're like, oh, I think I'd like to do this again. Rainer, we enrolled her in lessons, and that was talk about the things as parents. You're like, oh, the minute I start pushing this, I don't want to do. So I pumped the brakes on that one.
Yeah.
That maybe, there have been times of interest, but if they want to, I'll always play. But I don't. They know I love it, but I don't proselytize too much.
What about Josh? Any tennis for Josh?
Yeah, he did play, and then he hurt his back, and but I think he's gonna come
so
back.
Tall.
I know. He's going to come back.
Yeah, he'll get there.
Okay, this is a very awkward question.
Oh, I love those.
Good.
Those are my
I love
favorite.
awkward.
Yeah, well,
Let's
no,
get into
it's
it.
about work. I saw on your client list Chili's.
Oh.
What's happening at 45th Street?
I have not worked on Chili's since I was at GSD&M.
Okay.
I don't. But there, I'll say this though.
That 45th one is getting some good press.
I know, and I think they're going to close it.
They're closing
They're
it.
selling that property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I've heard two different things.
Oh.
Yeah.
So.
I heard that at the building, but Chili's will be in the base. But
Okay. Well, that's good because
they're going to ruin that area.
I know. But Chili's is seeing a resurgence in this nostalgia.
Yeah.
So, which is funny. It's the last time I was in, and I go with Eliza and Rainer to that one on 45th.
It is like
I'm the oldest person in there.
Oh my
It's full of young people.
It is.
But there is a nostalgia for, and I've asked my students in classes because we have these conversations about what do you love about Chili's? Did you even go there in the first place?
Yeah.
And it's about this kind of idea of going back to a simpler time. Even if it was a time that they didn't get to experience the first time around. So, whether you're a fan of the Triple Dipper or not, which didn't exist in the original iteration, I think there's just a longing for.
I think it's the 3 for me. That's $10.99.
Yeah.
You get a drink, an appetizer,
Yeah.
and
I think it's when they
amazing.
leaned into Bravo and started having like Vanderpump.
Yeah.
drinks.
Oh, yeah.
And
when
then they
have
did the whole Wicked
martini.
thing.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, they beat Cracker
They've got
Barrel.
some- yeah. By a long
Not
shot.
that the bars.
Duh.
The bar,
It is the
bar.
go-to after a Texas sporting event.
Yeah.
Is Chili's.
Is packed?
I don't
Who
know.
knew?
I don't mind it. It just hurts my stomach.
Yeah, but I did. I mean, I worked on when I was at GSD&M in the first years there.
You put them on the map.
I was all baby back ribs. No,
She was like, Chili's.
baby back ribs.
I got it, you guys.
But we got to work on all the Brinker stuff. I mean, I think I worked on Macaroni Grill.
Oh, yeah.
They owned Corner Bakery at the time. God, there was another. They had a Mexican Cozy Mills.
Oh my God.
Do you remember Cozy Mills? Anyway,
Yes.
so it's been a while since I've worked on Chili's, but
crazy.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Cozy Mills. So bad.
This is just
So bad.
What have you? I love it. We just had Loriana, who was on Fox News.
Oh, yeah.
And the media and PR and everything changing. How much it's changed with the AI coming in and
It's
blah blah blah
intense.
blah. I mean, what are your thoughts?
Who keeps up?
Who keeps up? Well, that's a good question. Who keeps up? You just try to keep up.
Yeah.
So, one, that's a big question. Here's what I'll say, because I have, when you're teaching advertising or, should students use AI or not, I'm going to put it in the category of that, or in the context of that. I think they're going to have to know how to use some of those. I mean, it's going to be a skill. What I try to do in my own business and in my teaching is say, you know what, nothing is ever going to replace the ability to be a critical thinker and a problem solver and a learner. So yes, will AI replace some things? I think it will. Will it make some things faster? Yes. Are you going to have to know how to use it? Yes. But also know that you have to be a better writer and a better thinker and a problem solver, because you have to evaluate what the AI puts out. So those are the ways in which I try to teach students.
I agree.
So if we're going to use it, actually, like I'm teaching a class this summer and I want to evolve it, that I am going to give them an assignment where some of the research they do use AI.
Right,
So
of
let's
course.
learn how to use it.
Yeah.
And maybe what would take you 3 days, we could do in a day.
But also fact check.
But you got to fact check it. You've
That
got to
fourth arm.
Right, exactly. Or if you're doing, generative in that sense. So I mean, it is changing everything, but
yeah.
I don't want to be naive and say,
No.
it's not going to affect. But I just try to be curious, develop my own skills, instead of like, that internet thing. I refuse to use it or to act like it's not there. That's my approach.
I have to tell you, with the aging population, as people are getting older, I always say you have to stay somewhat
Technology.
on top
You
of some
do.
of the technology. Otherwise, it gets so far beyond you so quickly. You can't keep up, and you are eliminated from society in so many ways.
Yeah. So I really do see it as a challenge of like, I've got to keep up my skills. But I
Agreed.
like that. Yeah. I mean, you guys
We've
are doing
loved it.
Yeah.
We've loved. I mean, we haven't loved it at all. We don't.
But
I mean, social media is not my friend. But
Neither.
I'm like.
I like learning new
I
things.
like learning, and she's so creative.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Well, I've been able to use it in a way like Canva or whatever Canvas.
Yeah.
I use it in a way that helps, but I'm not good at it. Like, I want to be better at it, but I'm not.
But I don't know if you ever can catch up with the being.
I can't catch up.
No, then
I
you
can't
just
catch
hire the people who are better at it to know what it is. I mean, I think that is the thing, that you're not like, la, 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 I refuse to believe that it exists and it's being used. Don't use it. You have to create everything by hand.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys both said it at the same time, and that's what it's like to be a learner.
Yeah.
That's, I think, the approach.
You have to be a lifelong learner.
You have to be a
You can't just say,
learner.
this is too hard, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah,
Like,
it doesn't mean you have to master it.
No.
But I think you have to be
You gotta
willing to be
dip-
like, I'm going to get in the shallow end of the pool. I'm going to see what it's like. And then maybe I want to find the people
Yeah.
who do that really well.
Yes.
But I want to know enough to be able to have a conversation about it. So I think that's, I mean, you guys said, like I said it at the same time.
Well, we
just be
love
a
to
learner.
outsource if anybody
Yeah.
wants to. Call
Please
call
help us.
me.
Well, right. We don't have to do everything. Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
educate us.
We're
I
learning,
mean,
we're learning.
we love to hear it and definitely embrace it. It's just
Oh,
not
I'm going to ask you one more question before we let you sign out. Have you seen in your time?
Well, we're gonna ask you 2 questions. I have another one.
As you're working with college students, and what are you seeing? What is some advice you would give kids today, like that maybe? Because we're seeing there's some of the work ethic might be a little.
Oh my land!
I don't know. We're you're like, hey, we have a meeting at 2, and then they're like, oh, sorry, I forgot, or they don't show up, or they don't do, or they say, I
7
can do this, this, and this, and
reminders.
this, and then they don't. Like, what are you telling your students today in the college level? Like, hey, guys, how do you get them ready for this job situation that they're about to encounter? They don't seem ever urgent.
Well, I think they are, and
Deadline schmedline.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I'm making a general.
But I think there is maybe some truth to that. I think in the work environment, there is a reality for them, and I don't. This is maybe not. It's very different for them than it was for us, and I think we do have to give them that, which is there's a whole lot wrong in the world, and so the idea of getting super motivated, and I'm not saying they aren't motivated. So I do try to keep that in mind. I will say. So, I mean, one of the courses that I teach, and I say teach with air quotes, not because I'm not teaching, but it's really they run themselves as an agency.
Yeah.
So there aren't assignments where, I write out an assignment and you turn it in for 25 points and then I give you some percentage, or you earn some percentage of those 25 points. That when they are working in this over the semester as an agency, I mean, we had this happen like 2 weeks ago and I just said, you'd all be fired. If I'm your boss, which I am, I would fire half of you right now because you didn't do your stuff. You didn't communicate with each other. How do you think stuff gets done? Like so we have practical, there's a practicality to that course that teaches them some of that, which is, so your final grade will reflect that you weren't communicating with your peers. That's your job as a counselor. Right, unemployable. But to put that in. And so actually we did, this was 2 weeks ago, we had to just sort of stop the quote unquote the class, and we did, and we had a conversation about that. And they were sharing with me, even though we talked about this at the very beginning of the semester, how challenging that has been for them. And it's not a cop-out that, especially in school, we've conditioned. Here's an assignment, and then, of course, there's all the bargaining for grades and not being accountable. That is a whole other thing. But this idea of
Dad, can you come and talk to me?
Right. Or there's not any consequences to anything. And so I think what I find is like, well, let's just really talk about the underpinnings of that. So so how do you want to show up for your life? These things do matter. You can make a choice whether you want to show up or not. No. Do I think you need to be working 70 hours and being paid for 20? No. And there is something wrong in that world. And I think there's some of that to it. But I think they are hard workers when they are engaged. And that is you've been an educator, you've worked with kids. It's always how do you find the connection point that motivates each one of them as an individual. Right. But there's no shortcuts around. Right. There's a freaking deadline and you got to be accountable for your stuff. And if you're not, there are consequences. Right. That's life. Whether you're in a class with me or working with you all or anywhere, you will suffer the consequences of that.
Yeah. I mean, I hear
deadline
what you're saying.
Deadline is a deadline.
And there's implications.
I hear you.
And I'm generalizing 100%, not in AI and not in tech probably, but in the rest of the world, your boss is my age.
Yeah.
And we grew up differently than you did, and we need you to complete tasks.
Yeah.
And we need you to show up and be on time and take a shower and do the things. Mm-hmm. This next generation, y'all can do it your way, but we have to pay the bills.
Yeah.
We have to pay the bills. And
I hear you, though. I feel like they are up against it because I feel like they feel like, well, the world's ending, so why should I show up?
Well, but also they were also given.
Brains,
they were also given. I saw this when I worked at Anderson. Is that you could explain away the grade. You could explain away why you didn't turn something in.
Yeah.
And everybody, I know it's due on Tuesday, but as long as I get it by the end of the semester. But that's not real. That's not real life. I mean, we're closing tomorrow and I don't have the paperwork and, and we don't have the paper. Yeah. And so we have surgery tomorrow and you decided to go on a bender and you can't come in and you're the surgery tech.
So I think that includes all of us that are in service of young people. Absolutely. To, my students know there's no late work is accepted. Period. Now, there might be an extenuating circumstances. Sure. Yes, then you come talk to me. Yeah. But I'm not. And here's why. That creates more work for me. And the deadline was the freaking deadline.
Yeah.
Welcome to life.
Yeah.
You knew for 2
What a beautiful lesson.
No. Now, if you had a kidney infection or something, great, then we're going to talk. But so one, I think collectively, and they have to take ownership and accountability too, of enacting the consequences.
At least having the conversation.
Or, I'm sorry, you don't get the job. No, you don't have the keys to the car. I mean, I think it's a combination of things. So I'm not absolving them of that they have to show up.
Right.
And I think then, experience the rewards of that and the satisfaction of achievement or promotion or whatever.
Exactly.
But if you also don't suffer or have to live through the consequences of it, then there's no price to pay.
Well, there also seems to be a contentment, which I admire the hell out of, is that I only need $25 a week.
Yeah.
I only need $800 a week. I don't need
I think that is
$4,000
changing,
a week,
which
is
they're not
beautiful
looking
and
for
lovely,
like
but
hoarding their dollars.
Yeah.
They're like, I need to survive, and this is what I need to survive. Also, I find with my youngest,
such a minimalist.
he definitely does not ask for anything.
Yeah.
He's like, I can make it on this. I don't need a lot.
Yeah. I do
know?
think they are motivated by different things than
which I kind of appreciate a lot.
I admire it.
I do.
Okay, we got to get her on the road. But Sage, your 3 big loves, aside from family, I'm going to make it really hard for you.
Ooh.
Aside from family.
And tennis.
And tennis.
3 big loves. Wow.
3 big loves.
We already know tennis and your kids and family are number 1, so it's fine.
Okay, well, these are going to be, I don't think that they're concrete. I think, one, learning. I love learning, and I'll put kind of adjacent to that sort of learning and solving problems. I'm not saying I do it all really well, but my mind loves a good problem. I love to is that something we could tackle? So learning.
Love that. It can be shallow things too. Like I said, remote controls.
Yeah. I do love sleep in a way that I haven't in my life.
Oh, my land, agreed.
Because everything, Josh and I were just talking about this, or even Eliza and I was like, when you've had good sleep, your ability to tackle and deal with the shit of life or anything is
clear-headed.
Your capacity is so much greater. So I love my sleep. Yeah. And then
Good answer.
Then the other, this is, you can see on my hands, I'm sure I should wear more. I'm aware of I really love being out in the sun. And it doesn't have to be, I'm not in that, what was there, this something about Mary, remember Magda? She was the color of this table with a cigarette. Not in that way, but I really feel it.
No,
much in the same as sleep.
Yes. It's the vitamin D in it. Yes.
If I am watered and fed and I've got some sleep and some sunshine, my capacity to be of service to you or myself is almost infinite.
Oh, wow. I love that.
These are great things.
Good job.
See, we asked that. And we say, take out your friends and family and
because everybody's going to,
because everybody's going to say that.
Because you're an asshole if you don't say that.
Well, let's just take it off the table so you're not an asshole in case you didn't say it.
Exactly.
We're going to assume that you're human and you like your people. That's a good question.
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh, man.
I love that.
Sage, we love you. We love that we've reconnected with you.
Such a gift.
We want more time with you.
Well, we are going to have more time because I know you guys have I have invited a little sort of learning challenge opportunity for you all. So a group of students that just finished their big PR competition. Actually, I want to say this. There's the advertising students who are going to nationals. They won last year. So these are my whole group of students, and they're going to nationals and they're competing here in Austin. It just happens to be in Austin at the end of May. The PR students have a similar competition. 2 of the 3 teams, Texas State won first place and third place.
Wow.
In the PR SSA Bateman competition. So when we talk about the things that we've been talking about, those are the students that they just found out last week that they won. So they were finishing their competition. And I'm just so proud of them.
Yes.
Because you do, to follow up on your question, that we do see all the stories. And I know we all experience the people who don't show up and aren't hard workers. But
I know there are great people.
And there are. But I think I'm always amazed, especially with our students at Texas State. And I am going to brag, They are just
They're so smart.
They're working 2 jobs and they're putting themselves through school and they're just showing up.
They are
in an unbelievable way, and I couldn't be more proud. So
and I love that they
Go
have your
Bobcats.
leadership. They have your leadership and your guidance to help.
Well,
them.
on the PR side, it's Deborah Price, and she's a rock star. On the ad, it's all me. No, it's not. it's a bunch of us. But I think when you experience that every day, it's a ballast against the, whether it's a Gen Xer or a Gen Zer that doesn't show up and do their stuff.
Yeah.
I have all these wonderful experiences of humans who do.
I know there are,
and there are the ones who don't.
Yeah, but that's okay. They'll learn their lessons in their way and in their time. So we all had to learn our lessons in our way.
Thank you for having me.
Thank
what a
you.
treat. And I love the work that
back.
you all
Come
are
back.
doing.
You're amazing. So
I'll go do something interesting and come back.
all right. Yes, please do. Well, you do lots of interesting things. So, all right.
Thank you.
Texas.
Yeehaw!